So at this point, I am discussing something to everyone, specifically as I welcome them in our video presentation or class discussion or group discussion rather about our assigned topic. And I've chit chatted with them um, very lively to them as I welcome them warmly in our Google Meet discussion. At this part, I am asking them what are their expectation in our discussion, specifically what are their initial thoughts about our topic for today, and they said that it is all about volleyball. Specifically, Miss Tihamo um, tells me that we are discussing all about volleyball, and I told them that volleyball, okay, volleyball. Um, what specific aspect in volleyball? Will we find out in our discussion. At this point, I encourage them to join in our icebreaker game, which is gibberish words. Okay, Miss. I asked Miss Vedra to answer what is gibberish words, and she says that it is a form of words that can lead to us to a specific or an original word. I make them guess the first word, and Miss Lancy answered it that it is volleyball. Okay, the first word is volleyball. After the first word, the following word is Miss Vedra answered it, which is dig. The last guessing word is okay, coming from Miss Lancy once again, which is player. She told us player, and the answer is the correct answer is player. We all clap our hands because of that fun game. At this juncture, we started our class discussion, which is all about digging. So digging is a significant movement or skills in volleyball that is part as well in fundamental building of playing volleyball. So digging as well, um, usually uh, it is usually to prevent attacks of the players. At this point, I discussed to them the significance of digging in volleyball, and as what I've said, digging in volleyball plays a significant role, especially if you do these um, things properly. You can execute a good and productive play in your game. After discussing the significance, we talk about the common digging player of volleyball. The common digging player of volleyball is the libero. The libero usually does the most digging in volleyball, and at the same time it is the defensive player or the defensive specialist in playing volleyball inside the court. After introducing the common digging player, I talk about the proper digging in volleyball or the step-by-steps digging in volleyball, and I can say that most of them or most of the um, participative members of mine knows that proper digging is important, and I showed to them the proper digging, or I showed to them the steps by steps in on doing proper digging, and I discussed one by one for each one, each each digging techniques or steps in doing proper digging. I discussed to them as well the common mistakes in digging. The common mistakes in digging are those lack of anticipation, poor positioning, inadequate footworks, and at the same time, lack of focusing, or they don't have communication on the team, because I believe that communication can create connection of one another. Also, tensing up is really not a good sign in playing volleyball, because it can cause a chaotic play or a chaotic performance inside the court, and it may lead to lose the game. At this point, I introduced to them the different types of digging as well, or I discussed to them in a short way the different types of digging. Also, the proper positioning, I make them pictured out the proper positioning. And at this picture, I introduced to them Miss Don Macandili Katindig, one of the best player in, or the best libero in the Philippines. Um, I make them think, or I inculcate to them the right way of doing digging on that picture. I make them watch as well a short video about doing positioning on proper digging, at the same time a short clip of digging, proper digging, or the actual digging. And also, um, I make them think that in doing this matter, um, we can create a good play. Importance of it is to have a connection to the setter and make a good play. That's all. This is what I'm saying. The actual digging after applying the video, after applying the proper. At this point, I bid my goodbye to them and make them um, freely ask questions if they have questions as well. But so far, I've explained to them properly the things that they need to be understood on